What is going on, guys? Skip here, and welcome back to another episode in our Road to Glory series. Today we are back with some red ball cricket as we take on Yorkshire in a 4-day match down at Trent Bridge. Now, if you did join us in the last episode, you would have seen that there was a small hiccup in the health of Pjizma Pant. Unfortunately, the big dog breaking down in the final over of his spell, resulting in him missing quite a bit of cricket. He missed a couple of one-day matches, more importantly, missing out on the quarterfinal of the One-Day Cup where Durham got the job done by 4 wickets, but he's put everything in place to get his body right, set himself up, and continue this, well, what has been a very successful season so far for the Outlaws, and he's looking to continue to put his name on the map for the Three Lions. I look forward to seeing what he's doing. Let's not mess around anymore. I'll catch you out at the toss. If you do enjoy Cricket 22 content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave a cheeky comment down below. I promise you'll take a fiver in your next innings. We do live stream over on Twitch 4 days a week. I'll leave all my links in the description, so make sure you click on in, come and say g'day, and let's continue to put cricket back on the map. Welcome to Trent Bridge for the return of 4-day cricket. We have Yorkshire and the Outlaws. As you can see, Pjizma Pant has moved up the order to number 3. Yes, I repeat, number 3. He was batting 5 in the one-day competition, but back up under the captaincy of Haseeb Hamid for this contest. The coin goes up. Yorkshire calls heads. We all know that tails never fails. She's a medium standard one here today. What's Haseeb gonna do? He's chosen to have a bat. Well, here we go. We're back after injury. We're getting out there in the middle with a bat. Let's see what the Big Red can do. Well, back from injury and back straight into the middle. 4.4 overs bowled. Nottinghamshire 17 for 1. Code 1 for 9 off 2.4. He steams in the first ball back for Pjizma. He gets forward, defends and says, hey lads, you're going to need a bit better than that because I'm here for the day. Well, he would be nervous. 3 slips, a gully, and back from injury as Code's in again and Pjizma's forward defending. We do need to get back into the swing of 4-day cricket. The one-day competition has been intense. Pjizma performed, but this time he's got a lot of time as he gets a short ball and he French cuts it all the way for 4. That's the luck he needed. Suck on that. Well, we said you need to take your time. He gets on the back foot and a little bit of luck down to the boundary for 4. Well, a little bit of luck is what he needed. Code in and Pjizma forward this time, learning his lesson. Well, nervous, shaky, I don't know how to describe it. 6 off this over so far. We go to 6 off 6. We get another length ball, and this time we're on our front tippy toe saying no more of that. Well, we've faced 8 balls, and look what Yorkshire have got. They've got Dom Best, the spinner, who's got a good record against Pjizma. He comes in with a relatively fresh ball, and Silly Point's trying to stump us. Well, that brings a change in the field straight away. That sweeper on the offside now goes on to the honours. Best gets a little bit of purchase early, and Pjizma's defending. So a nervous but exciting time. Best drags this one down and Pjizma leans on it, hits it out to the sweeper at extra cover, gets down the other end. Nottingham move to 32 for 1. Jordan Thompson into the attack for his first over. He's got 4 slips and a gully, and he bowls a half volley to Pjizma, who goes, hey, you got to be a little bit quicker than that, or I'm going to smash her to the boundary for 4. Well, the injury has brought out a certain type of aggression from this bloke. He looks annoyed as the next ball he plays and misses. Pjizma certainly bringing a lot of flair to the Outlaws as Dom Best picks up another one. And the Outlaws are 37 for 2, a different mindset now for the big fella. Well, Schardendorf comes to the wicket. Best 1 for 4 off 1.4. He's going to bowl a little straight. Pjizma looking a little tentative going forward to him. Well, we've tried sweeping Best, reverse sweeping, cover driving, straight driving. He has a record on us. This time he's a little too straight. And Pjizma gets down the other end of Schardendorf. He does. fella plays with flair. He's going to need a little bit of maturity at 38 for 2 as Thompson's round the wicket. He bowls a half volley, and there he is with the confidence. You can't bowl there to the bloke that's 220 centimetres tall. And he picks up another couple to the Outlaws total. It's a nasty angle that Thompson is bowling a Pjizma. The last ball of the 12th over sees him on a length. Pjizma leans on it, drops it down the ground. He gets down the other end. And after 12 overs, the Outlaws are 41 for 2. Best in for over number 3. No one in tight here. So Pjizma's going to look to sweep, and he does beautifully. Just in front of square. Does he come back for 2? He doesn't. Schardendorf sends him back. Generally speaking, a good batting wicket at Trent Bridge. Yorkshire on top here as Thompson's in, and Pjizma puts his hands through this and misses it by a country mile. Moves to 18 off 34. Schardendorf down the other end. This time he opens his angle and he bunts it to cover. Point, no run. We get through the early spell of Don Bess. 52 for 2. A little fight back here as Codes in. He bowls a hooping in swinger from round the wicket. They've done their homework on the big red, and it's no run. Well, Bess into the attack again. We can't shake him. This time he's got his short leg in. Pjizma gets forward and defends it nicely. Do we sweep him? Do we lap him? Do we reverse sweep him? What do we do? There's no one out apart from short leg, and Pjizma leans on it and sweeps it nicely to square leg for a single. 17 bowled, 55 for 2. Code continuing round the wicket. 2 slips, a gully, and Pjizma steps on a length and says, "Thank you, I'm going to pick up a handy boundary," and he does. Well, just like that, you bowl too many balls in the same area, you're going to get picked off. Mid-wicket in this time is a little bit straighter, and Pjizma lifts this one to mid-off for no run. Every ball here, cover goes back a little deeper. Pjizma pre-meds this, sees backward square and leans on this. He just hits it through the square leg area. I don't know what first and second slip are doing, but Pjizma gets back for a couple. Takes the score to 61 for 2. Into the 20th over this time. Code continues. We haven't received a lot of short stuff. As we get one and we play and miss. Boy, oh boy, we've been waiting for that. Well, you'd think if we get some more short stuff, the plan is to put it away. Pjizma's been strong in that area throughout his career as he gets one on length this time and he steps on it, only for a no-run out to cover. 64 for 3, another wicket fall, Schardendorf gone. Fisher into the attack for his 5th over, and now the pressure's on Pjizma as he gets a short one, lets it hit the rib cage, and Yorkshire are up in his grill. Well, this is a test of character. Maturity 101. Fisher around the wicket. Another short ball, and it's wide and wank. Well, I think the plan from Fisher is pretty obvious. Get short to this bloke and soften him up. Anything full, we're going to step on, and we're going to try and whack it to the boundary. This time we don't. The last ball of Fisher's 5th. It's been fiery. It's been loose. But more importantly, Pjizma stays there. He batters this to cover. Says Fish, go bowl a little bit quicker. It's 66 for 3 and you're going to need to bowl to me all day. Montgomery survives the over. Fisher round again. He bowls a half volley. Pjizma leans on it. On driven. We have a first-class match. I said if you pitch it up, you're going to get belted. And that is exactly what just happened. Oh, that is shot of the episode so far. Look at her go. Well, I don't think Fisher will be bowling another half volley to Pjizma. He steams in from round the wicket. He bowls short this time. Pjizma goes back, bunts him down the ground. Can they come back for 2? Oh, dearie me. Montgomery might be gone direct hit. No, he's not. He's safe and home. Well, a statement of intent from Pjizma. He walks across, gets another short ball, and this one hits his elbow. Why don't you just hook it over square leg for 6, big dog? Boy, oh boy, what a contest this has been. 6 off the over so far. Fisher bowls a half volley, and Pjizma plays and misses. So the big fish man comes over the wicket this time. Can he get short to Pidge? He does, and he's on the back foot trying to drive it. What are you doing, lad? The contest continues. No lid, no worries. Fisher in on a length this time. Pjizma steps across and whips it down to fine leg for 1. Well, another wicket has fallen. The Outlaws 79 for 4 as Lyndon James joins Pjizma Pant at the crease. He gets a short one, and this time he's across and whacking it behind square leg and says, hey, you might get the rest of us out, but you're going to need a bit more for me. Well, we said we needed to bat with maturity. Maybe we go the counter-attack route. Thompson's in to get another short one, and Pjizma's playing and missing. Well, Yorkshire have owned the session so far. 88 for 4. James down the other end. Pjizma 38 off 74. He's worked hard enough to watch the ball closely on the bat, step on it, and whack it all the way for 4. Well, boy, oh boy, was that needed. I think the big dog's just going to keep himself in the V. Hopefully we can get to lunch. He gets another half volley and says, I'm going to hit it through the onside this time. They're only going to pick up a couple as James gets back safely. Well run, boys. So the 100 up. 2 balls left in the over. What can Pjizma do? He's on 49. He gets a full toss. He whacks it down the ground all the way for 4. And what a fitting way to bring up another first-class 50. He is a star, this bloke. 53 not out off 81. 7 boundaries and a dream. Can this be the day against the major rivals in Yorkshire where he brings up 3 figures? He steps across for his next ball. Tickles it down to fine leg. Can they pick up 2? Oh, the running between the wickets is special. And after 30 overs, it's 106 for 4. Well, I'm excited, you're excited, and so is Dom Bess as he comes back into the attack and he's around the wicket to Pij, who's forward and defending beautifully. A tricky little spell just before lunch. There's no short legging, so Pjizma's going to step across. Get a little too early on that sweep shot, but it's a safe option as the boundary rider long barriers it, and Pjizma happily takes 2 more. Well, he's done the hard yards. He's got himself to 60. He's carried the Outlaws so far. He's just got to execute his plans. And boy, oh boy, is he doing that. No short leg, no worries. He comes back for another couple, and James just gets home. Last ball of the 33rd. Bess in. He's on the legs of Pij, and it's a dot ball to short fine leg. 33 bowled. 115 for 4. The pre-med sweep seems to be working against Dom Bess here. He's in, and Pjizma is a lot cleaner on that sweep shot. He tickles it out to backward square for a single. Well, a change of plan for Bess. He comes over the wicket, puts his short leg back in and says, have another go, Pij, who doesn't care as he still sweeps. Look at the confidence of the man. He tells Lyndon to come back for a second. Does he do it? He does. It's good running. 69 off 102. We're just going to keep sweeping this time. It's beautifully done. Out to backward square for a single. Lyndon James doing his part. 9 off 35. Pjizma into the 70s. Bess over the wicket. Pjizma lays into this. He hits it. Backward of point. Does he get enough? He doesn't. It's well fielded by the Yorkshireman. The boys come back for a couple. The 50 partnership came up for James and Pant, and then James goes out. He's out, he is out, and the Outlaws are 129 for 5. Well, Patterson White joins Pij, and is it time for him to go? It's a long tail at the Outlaws as Revis is in, and Pjizma plays and misses. Boy, this 4-day cricket is a game of ups and downs, ins and outs, lefts and rights. Just when you thought you were coasting, you weren't as Revis is in, and now Pjizma starts mistiming ones that he normally would time. This is a good batting wicket. Just the mental application from the Outlaws hasn't been there yet. Pjizma eyes up Revis and he punches this to mid-off for no run. Well, 1 for 1 off 2.4. This bloke has certainly bought it for the Yorkshireman today. Pjizma pre-meds. He goes across and he works this one forward of square. No one stopping that. A much-needed boundary, and Pjizma moves to 79. Well, the first session belonged to Yorkshire. What has the afternoon session got in store? The crowd continue to roll in to Trent Bridge as Revis is in and Pjizma walks across his stumps. He pre-meds and he says, Patterson White, get down the other end. I'm taking control. So Code gets the nod after lunch. They're going with an all-pace attack as he's round the wicket to Pjizma, who's on the back foot and tentatively pushes at that. Got the length all mixed up then. He is young, he does have little brain snaps, but is today the day where he puts it all together and has 3 figures against his name? Code's in. Pjizma whacks this to mid-off, no run. The 150 comes up and old man Fisherman into the attack. He comes round the wicket, he bowls a lot of short stuff and Pjizma punches this in front of point, says be a lot quicker, and Pjizma bangs it all the way along the carpet. Well, what a reintroduction into the attack after lunch. 2 balls left in the 46th. He goes a half volley this time and it's fast and too fast for Pjizma. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You can't bowl that full. You can't bowl too short. And Pjizma's into the 90s. Well, what a moment in the game. Pjizma 93 best over the wicket. And Pjizma doesn't mess around. He hits him first ball through backward square. It's 4. Well, wouldn't this be fitting? 100 against Yorkshire off Dom Bess. He's worn the attackers. He belts this to mid-off for no run. He's worn the attack. He's lifted for his county today. It's only fitting it's at Trent Bridge. The field goes out. Bess on the legs. Pjizma pumps it through cover. And there is a magical 100. Raise your bat, young fella. You are a star. Superb! 135 rocks, 11 boundaries, the weight of a county and a nation. Why haven't the selectors got him on the list already? He has bought it, and boy does he deserve it. Fisher into the attack, Pjizma pumped up, he plays and misses, it doesn't matter. Well, he has owned every scenario today's Fisher's fall and Pjizma tries to smoke this over his head. Bring him back down to reality. Well, the counter-attack is well and truly on. The short leg goes in. We premeditate the short ball. We get one and Pjizma goes back and he edges it through second slip for 4. Yo, beauty! Well, how good is that? Fisher, today's not your day. It's all about Pidge. He gets 4 and he whips him over square leg. Does it go all the way for 6? Get him up. It does. Well, what a moment in the game. He gets to 100. He edges one for 4. He whacks the next for 6. This time he goes over his head and it falls into the hands of mid-on. Well, that comes with maturity and emotion. He goes for the 3rd in a row and he bunts it only as far as mid-on. Pjizma Pant, take a bow. He's out for 110 and it's 6 for 180. Galvin Harrison walks to the wicket and the Nottingham Outlaws make their way to 200 and something. I'm not too sure what it is. And just like that, Nottinghamshire out for 246 on the back of a magical 110 off 140 from Pjizma Pant. It was full of excitement, ups, downs, plays and misses, some risky running in between wickets, but he accumulated partnerships. He accumulated his picket fence, hit the bad balls to the boundary. Maybe a little bit of immaturity after 100, but that's what young people are going to do. They're going to take the game on. They're going to look to counter-attack where they can and ultimately get their team to the highest total possible. But we're going to pick up play now. Pjizma's into the game, into the 5th over. Yorkshire are 15 for none. Adam Lyth, George Hill at the crease. Let's see if he can continue this momentum. I'll catch you out in the middle. Well, here he comes, fresh off 110. The slips are packed, the red ball is new, and the batsmen are waiting. Pjizma in first ball, and Hill looks comfy as he belts that to mid-off for no run. We need to bear in mind that he is fresh back from injury. The body will be there or thereabouts as he gets through his action for no run. So far, so good. Everything looks like it's working well. He's in again, this time a little straight to Hill. He tickles it off his hip for a single down to fine leg. So here is a challenge. Adam Lyth, 14 off 15. Pjizma in his wide of the off stump, and look at the carry through, and he's in his face! Last ball of Pjizma's first over back. What can he do? He bowls into the wicket. It swings back. Lyth comes forward, and after 5, Yorkshire, a none for 16. Important spell this. He comes in for the first ball of his second over. He's there or thereabouts, and you can see Lyth wants to get after him. Pjizma's still in his face, letting him know. You can see that Lyth wants to use his back foot, so we're going to pitch the ball up, really bend the back here, and he's leaving through to the keeper again. Good little game of cat and mouse this. Uses his angle nicely at Trent Bridge, and Lyth comes forward and a thick outside edge. Finds third man for a single. Good signs. Last ball of the 7th over. Yorkshire off to a solid start. Pjizma in a little leg cutter, and this time Hill is working it off his legs again. Pjizma far too straight. The boys come back for 2, and they're home. So we're into the last 40 minutes of day 1. Still a lot of cricket to be played as Pjizma bowls the first of his third, and a French goes all the way down to the boundary. Well, he rode his luck with his bat. He got away with a couple himself. It's only fair if he gets the return serve, as he's a little bit fuller this time, and he's back on the money. A massive confidence builder for the Outlaws if they can pick up one before the close of play. Pjizma's in, and he's tempting that cover drive. You can just feel it. Last ball of the 9th over. Pjizma rolls in. He steams in. He's at Hill's body. And after 9 solid overs, Yorkshire 35 for none. So the captain gives him a spell, and a spell is what he has needed. It is just ticked 6 p.m. and Pjizma's got the rock in his hands as the first ball is on a length. Adam Lyth says yes, thank you very much, and he pumps it for 4. What seems to be a bit of a common trend with Pjizma in the first ball of his next spell is he's in nice and full this time, and Lyth wants a bit more of it. Well, forget the injuries. Conceded 9 runs at 6 p.m. He goes short this time to Cadmore and says, hey, there's a little bit more of that coming. Well, we forget that first over back, and we go again. Round the wicket to Lyth this time, a little cutter, and he's leaving it through to the keeper. It's just a little different in tempo. Last ball of the 5th. Brand new angle. Pjizma's round the wicket. 140 clicks. Lyth can't get it away. And Yorkshire, 85 for 1. Well, day 2 is upon us, and Pjizma has the rock. 93 for 1, and he's round the wicket to Lyth, who immediately tries to stamp his authority on this one. Change of plan to Lyth. The gully, a forward point, and extra cover go in. Pjizma bowls it full, and there's the ball to gully. Well fielded, Haseeb. Can this be the moment that brings Lyth unstuck? It's full, it draws him in, and he hits it to that man at forward point. Some great captaining so far. Third time lucky, he goes through, and Lyth plays it again. He hits it to extra cover. He takes him on, and he gets home for a single. Well, so far, so good in terms of health for Pjizma. He's none for 20 off 6. It's a first ball to Cadmore. He's a leading edge. He's begging. I thought it hit his toes. But unfortunately, the umpire says no. A nice little surprise for Cadmore's first ball. Yorkshire trail by 150. Pjizma's short, and he's at him this time. And he runs up to him. So the 100 comes up, and the Outlaws have taken a wicket. 2 for 110. We have some new blood at the crease. Does that tickle down the leg side? It didn't. Wow, a wicket changes everything. Cadmore's changed his plan. This time Pjizma's at him. He's found an extra yard of pace as well. Well, no Lyth to attack. Fresh blood, as we said. Pjizma's in, and he's hitting the pads. Probably a little bit too high, but we've changed the whole game here, the Outlaws. Last ball of the 8th. It's been eventful. Can Pjizma finish it off? Well, he can. It cuts to the keeper, and after 27, Yorkshire are 110 for 2. But Pjizma's had a well-deserved spell. He comes in for over number 10. 2 maidens. As he steams in at Trent Bridge, he finds the pad. Catch it, Pjizma! How's that? How's that first ball back? No! We've got Frayne and Brooke at the wicket. 2 of England's up-and-comers. Pjizma's in. He bowls on a good length and he lets a young fella know who is the boss. Can Pjizma find something? Last ball of his 10th. It's been a quiet over. He doesn't. Frayne lets it go through. And Yorkshire are coasting at 208 for 3. We all know that Harry Brook loves the short ball. We're going to test him out with some stuff here, and he's on his back foot defending. Well, you're going to get some raw pace now, big fella. We take extra cover out and put him at short leg. Yes, you know we're going straight at the body. This time we're there again. And he's back defending. This is just heart and soul stuff from the big red. He goes in again and he plays and misses. Well, he has a look at him as he walks past. He goes in again. This time he hits it over the stumps. Wow. The plan is working. Last ball of the 11th. Can Pjizma be rewarded? He goes back and it bounces in front of short leg. Well, Harry Brook, it is coming, son. Well, 2 overs was enough to scare Harry Brook. And Pjizma has a small rest. He needs it. He's only fresh back from injury. He comes in again. He bowls another short one to Duke. And Yorkshire lead by 28. Well, it's been a strong day 2 for the Outlaws. They pick up another wicket and Pjizma's into the tail this time as Duke pushes forward to mid-off for no run. I feel like Pjizma's been managed well by the Outlaws captain as he comes in again, and this time he gets whacked to extra cover. It's just going to be a single to Duke, and we're going to get a good look at Fisher here. Same field to Harry Brook. He bowled some short stuff at Pjizma when he was batting. He's going to get very much the same, and he ducks it, and Pjizma's in his grill. It's 2 for 100. Well, a handy partnership by these two. See Yorkshire up to 300. Pjizma in at the body of Fisher. It's fast. It's direct. And he's still up in his grill. Well, it's been an over of dots. Fisher stood there. He's took it like a man as the last ball comes in and it swings all the way down to fine leg for 4. He's got it hooping for buys. Well, Fisher's held out the spell of the short balls. We're going to try to attack the stumps this time as we're on it. He gets forward, he defends. Pjizma has a couple of little words to him. It's an annoying time for the Outlaws. They've done all this hard work. How was that? Is that hitting leg stump? Please. Please. No. Well. It may have been going down the leg side. It nipped back. It's umpire's call. It wasn't going over. She's just missing. Unfortunately, the Outlaws miss out. So we've been spelled again, and still Yorkshire continue on with this partnership. 3 for 8 as our first ball to Duke is at the body and he's defending it. Well, Yorkie's showing some heart, showing some fight. Can Pjizma match it with the in-swinger? He can. Looks like he's slowing down. 138 clicks. 2 more is the cry from the crowd at Trent Bridge. Pjizma's in, he snicks it through first, and that's going to go for 4. Well, when it rains, it pours. The last ball of his 16th. We do not need him breaking down. He's in, he bowls the off-cutter. It's defended nicely, and after 92, Yorkshire, a 3 for 8. Well, he's done all he can. None for 43 off 16.2. He's at the body of Fisher. And it's not good enough. Well, finally, the innings comes to a close. Yorkshire all out for 377 off 102.4 overs. The tail wagged and the Outlaws just could not seem to get those last 2 wickets. Calvin Harrison picking up 4. The disappointing story was Pjizma. He bowled all of those overs, was unable to pick up any wickets, but I guess that is the learning curve of 4-day cricket. Well, we are going to leave it there for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. An exciting time for Pjizma as he broke through for 3 figures and made 110. A little bit disappointing with the ball, but we do have a second innings to play. Part 2 will be out in the not so distant future. I hope you can all join us for it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, leave a cheeky comment down below, and make sure you click on in and catch us in one of our live streams. But until next time, guys, look after yourselves and those around you, and I will catch you in the next one.